30% of children admit to bullying others. Wow, that's powerful. So why is it that students bully some and not others? Usually, it's because there is something different about that child than themselves. With that being said, 49% of children feel that they have been bullied within the last month. Bullying is such a buzzword in schools right now. Everyone is doing everything they can think of to help teach kids kindness and empathy to help make our schools a safer place. What if part of the answer was to use literature? Literature has a magical power of creating deep, meaningful relationships between the reader and the characters. Whether the character is a mirror, a window, or a sliding glass door for the reader, a connection will build through the story. This is how we teach empathy and make it stick, with an emotional connection through literature. Publishers have recently gotten better at publishing more books with diverse topics. We don't realize that this is a problem unless it affects us directly. For example, 37% of the US population are people of color. Yet, only 13% of children's books in the past 24 years contain multicultural content. This isn't a problem that stares me in the face every day at Barnes & Noble because I am a white, middle-class American female. Most of the books published are mirrors into my world. It is no longer taboo, completely, to talk about people with deformities or challenges as regular human beings who can accomplish anything anyone else can. As more books are published, children with disabilities will be able to see themselves in books, their mirrors, and other children will be able to see into someone else's world, their windows. It is harder to make fun of someone when you know their whole story. A book could be the introduction that a student needs into a different world. How can a book help instill compassion in our children? And why is it even important? Children are natural questioners. They don't stare to be mean. They stare because they're curious. When we tell them not to stare and walk away, we're teaching them that something is wrong. A book, though, a book can be a safe place to allow the child to stare and ask questions. By opening up a conversation and providing an outlet for curiosities helps build empathy for those that were in question. Once we know someone, it's not easy to point and laugh. Now, what makes a book one that shows differences a good book? We need to make sure we aren't creating an even bigger stereotype. These books are important. They don't need to be the best writing or the best illustrated books, but they need to be authentic. They need to be truth. Whether that means the author has life experience with the topic or the author did a lot of research and worked with others that do. This mom has cerebral palsy and wanted to make sure she had a way to teach her children about her condition. The book is called My Mom is a Superhero by Sarah Griffiths. Is she an award-winning author who has been on the top seller charts for years? No, but she has the authority to write this book without stereotype because she is living this every day. I have searched for books that do not stereotype a disability, but instead try to make sure that the audience sees the person beyond the disability. We need to make sure that when we are including books of diversity, it's not just a girl with cerebral palsy and how the kids at school treat her, but also how she is just as capable of others and she's not just her diagnosis. Some common stereotypes are strong, independent girls and women are manlike. Book-loving or non-athletic boys and men are effeminate. Latino men talk funny, are lazy, gang members, or wear oversized sombreros. These are just a few that we need to make sure we are only including when trying to diversify our libraries and teach our students empathy. The first set of books in my collection has a character with a disability, whether physical or mental, and this is the story of a time in their life. In most of these books, a reader will be able to see themselves in one of the main characters, whether that is the character who has a disability or a character that is interacting with the character who has a disability. Maybe they are someone that is being kind, or maybe they're the person that is being unkind and needs to see the other side of their actions. These books would be suited for around 3rd or 4th grade. I included Wonder about physical deformity, Fish in a Tree, dyslexia, a mango-shaped space, synesthesia, Rules, autism, Out of My Mind, cerebral palsy, A Storm of Strawberries, Down syndrome. The second set of books for my collection is more about circumstance than a physical or mental disability. In each of these books, the main characters are going through something that most of us couldn't imagine. Giving students the windows into these worlds, and hopefully the sliding glass door into this other world to experience, with emotion, will help children become more sympathetic towards others. These would be suited for about 4th through 6th grade. I chose Maniac McGee about an orphan, The Family with Two Front Doors, an arranged marriage, A Mall Unbound, Indentured Servitude, and Unbound, slavery. Bullying is an epidemic in our schools right now. Not only do we need students to learn to be kind, we need them to feel the importance of why. Giving students a window into someone else's world, or giving them the sliding glass door for them to walk into it and experience it themselves, will encourage empathy through literature. When building your classroom libraries or home libraries, think about diversity, but be purposeful with your choices as to not have a diverse library that's full of stereotypes. Thank you.